Welcome back to another episode of the Know Your Power podcast. I am your host, Julia Renee.
And Kendall Aaliyah.
And today is the first episode of our new series called Fitmas.
Aww.
Get it?
Fit Christmas.
Yes.
Fitmas.
Fitmas. Yeah, so basically the whole month of December, all of our Monday episodes are going to be Christmas, Fitmas related. And we thought, what better way to start off this series than by the title, which you've already seen because you clicked on this episode.
Which is?
I started my period yesterday, guys. I'm struggling. I'm just saying.
Mine's starting any minute, probably today.
I haven't had it for a while because,
That's true.
Sometimes it goes away when your calories are very low, and they have been because I've been prepping, and it finally came back, and I was like, wow, this sucks. I forgot how much this sucks.
Did you have any PMS symptoms still, or just nothing at all?
No, it's only today. It happened yesterday at the gym, and I went to the gym, and I was like, why am I so exhausted? I was like, it's literally Tuesday. I've worked out one day so far. Why am I already tired? And then I went to the bathroom because, I always have to go to the bathroom in the middle of my workout. And I was like, that's why. This is great. Luckily, I had my, I have an emergency kit in my gym bag of makeup wipes, hair ties, tampons, bobby pins, anything that I could need. And I had literally one tampon.
Oh, nice.
I was like, okay, thank God, because this would have been bad. I was doing leg day, you push your butt out and all those things. So
I extra appreciate the gyms that put them in the locker rooms for us girlies. I feel like that's what sets gyms apart. I know you're a good gym owner if you think of that.
And hair ties.
Yeah.
And if they have hair ties, I'm like, yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
The gym that I went to, luckily yesterday, they do typically have perfume.
They have
and stuff.
Lotions and things.
Lotion and I don't know, hair ties, and they just keep them stocked, and then some gyms just don't. It's usually not the corporate gyms.
Yeah.
Local gyms or individually owned gyms that have those things. But yeah, so that's the, being a woman is fun, and my strength literally plummeted yesterday, and I was doing everything half of what I could do.
No, it was literally me too.
So annoying.
Mine's coming, and the week of, I feel so weak. So I gave my workout my all yesterday, but I walked away being I did a tenth of the weight that I should have done.
And that's the thing is when those times happen, it's so easy to get mad at yourself and think that you're losing all your progress, but it's just it hits you like a ton of bricks. And when that happens and it's so dramatic, it's easy to be okay, I'm literally so weak and I suck and I'm never going to get my strength back.
Yeah.
But then it
in 4 days you're going to be
move
fine.
past it and it comes back. It's just, perks of being a woman. But anyways, we're not talking about periods today. Today we're talking about how to stay fit during the holidays. One thing that I notice collectively when the holidays come around is everyone just gives up.
Yep.
And the reason I'm saying this is because I do the same thing.
Yep.
I've done the same thing.
The whole end of the year just doesn't count.
Yeah. And I mean, Kendall and I did a YouTube video that when you're seeing this, it's already out. It's already out, where we did a glute and hamstring workout together. So please go check that out because it was amazing.
I'm posting a version on my channel too.
Yes, and Kendall,
I need to post.
We'll be posting again because, you just need to promise that to your subscribers that you're going to post on certain days.
Okay. I have it in my head, and I fully am ready and committed. I got so sick. Of course, the one time I post, I got so sick the next 2 weeks where I couldn't film a video because I'd be hacking up a lung the whole time.
That's true.
So now that I'm healthy again, I'm filming enough that they're backed up. Yes. So that is one of the things is being prepared during the holidays.
Are you going to do vlogmas?
I was thinking about it.
Which would be every
just because
day, right?
That would be really hard, but also a fun way to kick off my channel and maybe an easy way to grow it off the bat.
I also feel like vlogmas, you can do it however you want. You don't have to post every single day. I did fitmas or whatever when I a couple years ago, and I still just did it twice a week I normally do.
I'm thinking about maybe doing 2 or 3 times, and then after the vlogmas. So like end of December, I think switching back to one just until I like feel really consistent. And then, I mean, I would eventually add more.
I'm so excited. I want you so bad to come. So this Friday, I'm sorry, we're literally just, Kendall and I catch up like every single week.
Also,
when we
the
do this
holidays
podcast.
just happened. So I feel like I haven't seen you in forever because the last week of my life was just
you're
so
right.
busy.
It was.
I still saw you. I just like.
Well, we saw each other the day before Thanksgiving, and then Thanksgiving happened, and literally I had like 4 days off from not tracking what I was eating and all of that stuff. Like, which we could talk about that too in like this episode, but my sister, my mom, and I, every single year, I think for the past like 3 years, we do a Trader Joe's holiday haul.
Oh, how fun.
We go into Trader Joe's and we buy all of their like holiday stuff because they have so much stuff. I want you to do it with us so bad, but I just know that there's going to be so much you can't eat. And it's just going to be like depressing.
Are you filming it?
We're doing it Friday here at my place at 1:00.
Okay.
And we
just
literally
text
just
me.
we buy it all and then we just try it and we taste test it. And watching my mom like try some of the things and be on YouTube is like it's the funniest thing ever. And we literally have been doing it every year. My sister texted me and was like, please tell me we're doing it this year. And I'm like, yes.
Fun. Is it like Christmas themed stuff or just like all their new stuff?
They have like every holiday season, they have like peppermint covered chocolate Oreos. They have like gingerbread snacks and like gingerbread ice cream and like all the holiday stuff. So yeah, that'll be fun. Anyway, sorry, we're very off topic right now.
No,
but yes, what I've realized is that collectively everyone just like gives up. And I feel like it starts Halloween-y. Like when Halloween happens, like I start seeing myself included and just everybody kind of like giving up because it's like Halloween and there's candy and, there's parties and then we have Thanksgiving that's later. You're traveling, hosting, there's more parties. Some people go to like multiple, Friendsgivings and then there's the holidays and New Year's. So it's like October, November, December. It's like 3 months of people just completely giving up on their goals.
Yeah. Or like slowly trailing off and then that leads to giving up.
Yeah. And then that's one of the things that I have just noticed the most. But the crazy thing is that if we really break it down, it's Halloween is one. Thanksgiving is 1 day. Christmas is 1 day. New Year's is 1 day. That is only 4 days out of 3 months that there's technically a holiday. But we're completely just trailing off and giving up on our goals for 3 whole months and then waiting till the new year. And that's the thing is like, if you were to break it down like that, if you were just off track for 4 days, like that's not enough. Like that's really not enough to make a dent. So that kind of goes into my first tip is don't give up before the holidays even start. People usually give up just so quickly and it's only like a couple of days really. And I get it. Like there's parties, there's other things to go to and it might end up being like way longer and you might be traveling and going other places, which can make it a little bit difficult. But just remember that being off for a couple of days, even if it's way more than 4 days, even if it's like 7 days, 14 days out of those 3 months, in the grand scheme of things, your progress isn't going to be actually like destroyed like we think it's going to be.
I think what happens is if you say you have like a little extra cheat meal, you have some candy on Halloween, a lot of people wake up that next day and they immediately assume that all their progress is gone and that they just ruined the track record that they had and now they have to be done, right? It's kind of that all or nothing mentality. But exactly what you're saying is like, take it for what it was. You enjoyed a holiday. Yeah. That's fine. That's normal. We're human. Like you're supposed to. That's the point of holidays. The next day, just get back on your plan. You don't have to act like it was this like huge tumultuous event. Like it's not going to ruin everything that you've worked for so far. Trust me.
And I think that's the biggest lesson that I learned about when you quote unquote like feel like you've gone off track is you don't need to do anything excessive to try and get back on track. It's just simply getting back on track.
That too. I used to overcompensate so much and be like, now I have to do 2 hours of cardio the next day. Oh, it didn't work. Like now what? And you go into like panic mode. But literally just like go back to what you were doing the day before Halloween. So
and
it's not
like,
that serious.
I literally implemented this practice in my own life because I was hosting Thursday and my coach was like, just enjoy Thanksgiving. We told all of our clients, we were like, enjoy Thanksgiving. We gave them like tips in order to be mindful, but still have fun because that's like a part of it. I had Thursday off track, Friday off track, Saturday and Sunday, where I wasn't eating like excessive amounts of food like I would have in the past where I was just like binging every day. But I woke up and it was like Thursday. I made Zach breakfast and we did chocolate chip pancakes and we did like bacon.
How cute.
And then I had like another little small meal before Thanksgiving because I was listening to our own tips that we gave. Like don't fast in order to, have and save enough calories in order to eat your meal. And then the next couple of days, like Zach and I, because I'm not on prep anymore, like I finally get to enjoy like foods that I've been missing out on. On Sunday we went to like Kirby Lane. We had a couple of other meals that were off, some that were like off, but they were like healthy places. And normally what I would have done was, oh my God, I got to fix this.
Yeah.
Like I got to fix this immediately. So I would have Monday morning gone and done extra amounts of cardio that I wasn't actually programmed to do. I would have fasted. I would have skipped meals, but I know what that's done to me in the past. And just getting back on track is the best thing that you can do. Just getting back to your macros, getting back to your meal plan if you have that.
I feel like workouts too. I took just because I was out of town and in an area that has no gyms.
Yeah.
And I know there's ways to do home workouts, but I wanted to experience Thanksgiving how I wanted to experience it.
I didn't work out those 4 days either.
Yeah,
I didn't work out.
Yeah, and I started back up on Monday when I got home. And if anything, I had a great workout from some of the extra food I had. So I think it's important to view it that way. I also have clients that I'm seeing this week and all of them are like, the scale is up.
We need to fix this.
I'm panicking. And I'm like, or here's a thought. You had some extra salt and water and some foods you're not used to. Your body's a little inflamed. How about you just don't weigh yourself and we'll get back on track this week.
Yeah.
And then if you feel like checking in next week, you can.
Yes.
And I guarantee it's going to be back to normal.
Yeah. And of course, like after those 4 days, like my body was a little bit more inflamed. I could tell that like my lines weren't as sharp, like my abs didn't look as good. And I've already had 2 days of being like completely like on my meal plan. And then my period hit. And I'm like, okay, I'm still going to be bloated. Like it's okay. And in the past, it would have just like freaking freaked me out.
You just have to be nice to yourself and patient.
So yeah, this has kind of gone a little bit off track of what we were talking about. We both did. We like to do a little bit of tangents, but yeah, so just don't give up before you have to. Like you don't have to give up those 3 full months because the longer that you quote unquote give up, the harder it is to come back. If you just completely stop working out, if you completely stop watching what you're eating, the harder it is to come back when the new year starts. And you're going to have a harder time starting all of these habits again versus if you were to just keep these habits that you have and just have those off days when necessary with the holidays, you're going to be so much better off. It's not about being perfect. It's about progress. And if progress means being good, quote unquote, on track when you can, and then enjoying when you need to. Because like this week, I'm doing my birthday dinner or my dad's birthday dinner on Thursday. So I'm going to have like a sushi meal with him. Friday, I have that, trying thing, taste test, so I'm going to have other days that are going to be off, but the days, it's not days, you know what I mean? It's just meals, specific meals. So yeah, that's tip number 1. Don't give up before you have to. You don't have to.
You never have to, really.
Yes, you don't have to. Like don't push your goals to the new year.
Yeah.
Like start now. You don't need to wait.
I know we're going to get into it, but if you start now, it sets up your new year goals so much better and easier because you're like in a place where you're building consistency versus if you're like on January 1st, I'm going to start all of this.
This is why people yo-yo diet all the time is because they're like prolonging their goals to a certain date, which you don't have to start now.
Yeah.
Just
even
start
if
now.
It's like small start now.
You can start now. People think that it has to be perfect in order to start. It doesn't have to be. So tip number 2 is stick to the routine the best that you can. Most of the population thrives off of routine. So when your routine is out of whack, which happens during the holidays, we're traveling, we're going to multiple parties. Things are just a little bit different. Some of us have time off from work. We're away from our routine. So whatever you can do to come up with a new routine wherever you are. And I'm going to give you an example. So Kendall and I recently came back from the Buff Chick Bash, which was a amazing event. It was a 3-day event in Dallas. So obviously I'm going to be off from my normal routine, but I can create a new routine that goes with where I am. So I was in a hotel, which had a gym. So I was like, great. Usually when I go and travel places, I make sure that I have these things lined up so that I can stick to a routine. And I was able to make up a new routine. Okay, I can still wake up early because just because I'm away doesn't mean I don't have to wake up early and do my cardio. I can still do it. So I just created a new routine that fit in with my schedule of where I was. And I would wake up, I would go do my cardio, come back, I would get ready, my breakfast would look a little bit different because I couldn't travel with like my eggs, so I would
have gotten a little gross.
I would have been just a little bit nasty. So I made adjustments based off of where I was. So you can still stick to a routine, and it just might look a little bit different from what yours looks like, when you're at home in your space. You don't have to give up on your routine completely.
I'm like a big person recently, at least, because if I don't have something written out, my routine does shift a lot. Yeah. Where if I do feel like I'm out of practice with a routine, like the night before, the next day, if I really want to get back on a certain routine, I'll write out, and I know it might sound a little insane, but like 30-minute blocks of my entire day, what I'm going to do in that time block. And sometimes things shift or like go over, but like setting up, okay, first thing in the morning, I'm going to do this as part of my morning routine. I know that sets me up for success. Okay, then I do like to work out at this time. So let me make sure I go instead of pushing it off, because I noticed for someone like me, if I push it off, I don't end up going until like 9 p.m. because that's when the gym's empty again. Yeah. And I love an empty gym. And then it's so late and my energy's low and my workout's not as good. So like just prioritizing certain things in your routine, write them out. Like if that makes you do them, write them out.
Well, you're doing extra credit, Kendall, because that's tip number 3.
I'm sorry.
And that's plan ahead.
Yes, they go hand in hand.
You already knew.
Plan ahead for your routine.
Literally look at your calendar and write out the days that you have events to go to, that you have parties, that you have dinners, that you're traveling. The more that you plan ahead, the better. And schedule out these workouts, schedule out your cardio. I have our clients, they even have meal timing reminders because some of our girls struggle to get their meals in. So they set reminders so that they make sure that they eat because they're busy working and it's easy for them to forget. And I'm like, oh, I wish I was you. I'm like, when is my next meal, girl? I need it. So plan these things ahead. We're so quick to plan like our, appointments that we have, work things, calls that we have, all of that. But we always put our health last, and we don't plan those things that are so important for us to show up and be the best that we can be. So plan ahead. If you're going to be traveling, make sure you book somewhere that there's a gym nearby, that there's a grocery store nearby. If you're booking a hotel or something for the holidays, make sure that there's a gym in the hotel. It might not be all the equipment that you typically need, but there's a cardio machine. Typically they have dumbbells. You can still get a little workout in and adjust it based on where you are. If you don't have one, you can still do at-home workouts. You can still go on walks. You can grab a buddy. I remember there was a holiday where me and my family went to Connecticut, like after the New Year's, and I was traveling with my family, which was a lot. And my mom became my morning workout buddy, and she loved it. Like we would wake up every morning. My mom is like, we're the same person. And every time that I'm with my mom and Zach's around, he's like, you're your mother. You are exactly like your mother. And we would wake up, we would go on our walk together, and we would burn like a lot of calories because we would walk on the beach. And I had that person to help keep me accountable because we were eating like a little bit of, we were there for a wedding too. So we were eating stuff off, and it helped just like move the food a little bit. So plan ahead, find healthy restaurants that are near that.
Oh, that's my favorite is like looking up, especially with my dietary restrictions, but like finding restaurants that have like healthier foods ahead of time, because a lot of the times my family will kind of turn to me and be like, well, where can we eat? Yeah, like where can you eat? Where can we eat? So I like to look up an area beforehand for food.
Yes. Kendall always does.
My planning revolves around
She
food.
typically always has like a general idea. Well, I already kind of like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, cool. Sweet.
I also looked at the menu. I know exactly what I can have.
I already know what I'm
much.
getting, actually.
And honestly, just like I do this to see what I can eat because they post like the allergens in it.
Yeah.
But almost every restaurant has like a nutrition label thing for every meal. So if you are someone who's like currently tracking macros, you could always look up the nutrition facts if you need to in order to stay on track for your own sanity.
And most restaurants or like places like Cava and like Chipotle, like places where you can build things, even like Whole Foods and grocery stores, like when you look it up on MyFitnessPal, they have the things already in there.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to like individually track like and guess like how much rice is here, how much veggies is here, how much protein is here. Usually they already have it, which is really cool.
It's perfect.
And it makes it easier. But yeah, do that. Plan ahead.
Do that.
Plan ahead. Also, like if you know that you're having certain meals that are off track, like for me, I know that tomorrow I'm taking my dad out for his birthday dinner and I know that we're having sushi. So I'm just going to plan like my meals accordingly.
Yeah.
So usually like if I would have my high carb meal before training, I'm just going to swap my meals and I'll swap my low carb meal for earlier in the day. And I'll just have that high carb meal when I'm with my dad because I know that I'm having sushi, you know? So
sushi is like such a great option.
Yes.
That is always my go-to like refeed meal because I mean, unless you're ordering like the one with a ton of spicy mayo, which like we all love it, but they're generally pretty much like carbs and protein.
Yeah, literally. And I was like, thanks, Dad. That's where he wanted to go, and I'm like, sweet.
Good choice.
Okay, tip number 4: if all else fails, use the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, you are eating foods that are making you feel incredible. They're whole foods. You have veggies. You're getting your protein, your good carbs in, your fats, and 20% of the time, you're eating fun foods. And an easy way to kind of break this down is kind of like, I like to think of it as like a little pie chart. And in my head, I'm like, okay, 80% of the time I'm eating all of these things and then putting like a 20% of like burger, fries, like, you know what I mean? Like in my brain, that's what I'm doing.
I picture like the old school food pyramid, but I know how wrong that pyramid is.
That's funny.
So swapping it with like protein at the bottom and then like carbs and fats. And then I'm like sugar at the top because that's always like my like little, I would say less than 20% sugar. But
that's
when I
crave
things, I'm like, okay, let's keep it in the little triangle at the top, but I can still have it and not feel bad about it. As long as it's not like my base macronutrient is like gummy worms. You know?
I love that. It's that old school pyramid that they would teach you in school. Yeah. And
which
that
was
is perfect.
So off if you ever look at it. It's so wrong now.
It's so weird now. Yeah. The things that they want us to believe are true. But okay, tip number 5 is find an accountability buddy. I kind of talked about this a little bit with walking with my mom, like when we were traveling and stuff. But if you are traveling and there is somebody else like in your family or your friends that you can have as an accountability buddy to like go with you to the gym or to do at-home workouts, or if you don't have somebody like that, you can always have somebody that you're texting, you know, like a friend or a family member. And Zach is mine right now because for me, when I get into the holiday season, I'm very much like most people. I'm like, I'm give up. All my goals are going down the drain and I'm just going to eat whatever I want every single day. But I know I don't feel good when I do that.
Yeah, no one does.
I feel gross like the whole time and I don't want to feel that way. So Zach's my accountability buddy. I am literally told him, I was like, no matter how much I ask, don't let me do X, Y, and Z on these days.
Yeah.
And he's like, are you going to get mad at me? And I'm like, no, because I know myself and I'll just like convince myself that I need to have off meals every day for every single meal. And I know that I don't feel good doing that. And sometimes I can't justify it in my head. So I need that accountability buddy to be like, this is what you told me your goals were. And you told me to not let you do this. So I'm just like,
I'm in the same boat right now, but for me, it's with working out because the gym I usually go to here is like too cold for me this time of year.
I love.
We like swapped gyms.
Yes.
But it's been too cold for me to work out at. So I'm trying all these other gyms and none of them are feeling great.
The vibes aren't real.
Yeah, I have I love going to the gym, but as soon as I've been getting there, my motivation like plummets just because of the atmosphere. Nothing against the gyms. I think it's like my own mindset going in.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm doing the same thing where with my boyfriend, I'm like, you need to come with me because if someone is there, I'm not going to slack on my workout versus if I'm there alone, it's very easy to be like, I'm just going to cut it short today. So yeah, it's very important to voice. If you notice a pattern coming up or something you've done every year previous, it's just good to voice it anyway and like make sure the people around you are like, kind of holding you accountable. You don't need someone like over your shoulder 24/7, but enough to like keep you in check.
Just be like, yo, you said that this is what you wanted to do. Like, and that extra like push can really help you. Be like, fuck yeah, you're right. I said I was going to do that. I'm trying to stay in integrity with what I promised. So find that person for you. And if you don't have that person, join the Know Your Power Sisterhood. It's linked down in the description if you're on YouTube or if you're listening through audio. Yeah. We have almost 600 women from all over the world, from all walks of life, all gym girlies that love to lift, love to eat healthy. They give each other tips, tricks. We also have a new challenge. We have challenges going every single week where I give away prizes. Last time I gave away a gift card to First Form. This week we're doing an ab challenge. The last week was a cardio challenge. This week we're doing the ab challenge. I'm giving away a brand new like hydro jug with a sleeve and a matching fanny pack. So we give away stuff and it's amazing. The girls are so fun. They get to like meet each other and like actually meet up from where they live. So if you don't have that, the group is there for you. Oh my God, I'm cramping so bad right now. I don't like it. Being a woman sucks.
Go take an Advil after this episode.
You do the next one because I'm in pain.
The next one is find ways to move more. So kind of what Julie was saying earlier, like when she was traveling, walking with her mom, I'm always in the same boat. When I'm traveling, I like try to find hikes or like walk around a mall. Like
or park far away. So you have to walk more. You're going to be shopping for gifts anyways.
Exactly.
Just do a couple more laps around the mall.
Yeah. So just finding little ways to move more, that it really does add up. I feel like we don't realize or prioritize steps like we used to. I remember when like the Fitbit first came out, everyone was like 10,000 steps a day. And now like every time I check my health app on Apple, I'm like, it's sad. So just getting moving more is just overall good for you. It does burn just that little extra calories a day. So if it's hard for you to get into the gym anyway right now, as long as you're moving in other ways, you're still keeping more of the progress than if you were just like laying on the couch.
I feel like a lot of people do have like an Apple Watch, and most of the time like they're like, my mom actually got an Apple Watch before I did because I used to have a Whoop. But I was curious about like what my step count was, and that's why I did move to an Apple Watch. It's also like better for
I have one and I never wear it.
Yeah, it's I love tracking like how many calories I'm burning in my workout, like stuff like that, how many steps that I've done. It's also good just for me for business wise. Like, I don't know, it's helping me that way. But my mom, she's a hairstylist and she's like on her feet all day. And the amount of steps this woman gets in a day is crazy. And she's always like, hey, I got more steps than you. And I'm like, how does she get more steps than me? I literally like cardio in the morning. I train in the afternoon. I'm like, what is going on? And she's like doing all of that throughout the day. People are just active
throughout their jobs.
So if you can, just all else fails, try and get your 10K steps in. Like, try to do that. Grab your partner, take your dog for a walk. He probably wants to. Find any ways to move a little bit more in the holidays so we can just like, I don't know, go dancing, something like that. And the last one is number 7 is remember what the holidays are really about. The holidays are not about traveling, food, presents. It's about being with family. And it gets so muddled and ruined when you're focusing so much on like, how many calories were in this thing? How much did I eat? How much did I not eat? Trying to burn it off. Like overthinking in that way just completely ruins the holidays for you. So if all else fails, like give yourself grace in those moments and just remember to just get back on track with the things that you know make you feel good and healthy and have energy every single day. And if you are off track a couple of days, it is okay. It's not the end of the world. Remember what the holidays are really supposed to be about.
Yes.
Familia. I hope this helped, guys. This is our first episode of the Fitmas series, and we have plenty more to come. I'm already started working on the next one.
I know.
And
the
the
next
list,
one's fun.
the next one's so fun, and the list is so long because I am a shopaholic. So that'll give you a little tip on what it is. But we love you all so much, and you're more powerful than you think.
Bye.